Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be round 8 predictions for the NBL. I'm sorry for not having done the past 7 rounds, I just haven't had time or I couldn't be bothered. So yeah, this is going to be hopefully weekly, or I might jump in here and there, hopefully. Yeah. So let me explain how I'm going to do this. So the way I did it for round 1 was that I'm going to tell you which team is going to win, the two leading scorers from both teams. Yeah, and then maybe I might add the margin in there. Yes. So there's 10 games this round, so could be a big one. Yeah. So the first game is tomorrow at March 3rd at 5 PM AEDT between the New Zealand Breakers and the Brisbane Bullets. So with this, I think the Breakers are going to surprise the Bullets and beat them, just because the Bullets have played well, but they haven't won convincingly before. Yeah, while the Breakers, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. The Win, Webster both are starting to play well together again. Yes. So I've got the Breakers winning, Corey Webster being the top scorer for New Zealand with 21. And for Brisbane, I've got Nathan Sobey continuing his great form with 24. So the next game on that same March 3rd, which is tomorrow. Yeah. So we've got my team, the Perth Wildcats. I'm not going to try and be biased about this or anything, but yeah. And then you've got them playing the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix for maybe the 5th time already. It's getting ridiculous, but I guess it's what has to happen. Yeah. So I am saying that the Perth Wildcats are going to beat the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix again, just because how the Wildcats' form has been recently. You can't stop it, or you can, but I don't think Southeast Melbourne will be able to beat us. Yes. So I've got Perth winning, Bryce Cotton being the Wildcats' leading scorer with 27. For Southeast Melbourne, I've got Mitch Creek he gets shut down against Wildcats sometimes, but I'll still say he has a reasonable 20. Yeah, and Wildcats are going to win by 7. So the next game is the Cairns Taipans v the Sydney Kings, which, once again, both of these teams have been topsy-turvy, but Cairns haven't had as good of a season yet as I'm pretty sure a lot of other people expected them to do. But I think losing Newbill didn't help, because he was good on the defensive end and the offensive end. Yeah. While the Kings, their last 5 games have gone loss, win, loss, win, loss. So they've just, I don't know, they nearly beat Melbourne on the weekend, but they didn't. Casper choked, maybe. Yeah. So, with this one, I've got the Cairns Taipans losing to the Sydney Kings. Just because the Taipans haven't had a good run of form recently. With the Taipans, I've got Scott Machado being their highest scorer with 24 points. And for the Kings, it's going to be Casper with 21. And the Kings are going to win by 3 with like a Casper game winner or game sealer in the 4th. Next is everyone's surprise package, the Illawarra Hawks so far this year, versus the Adelaide 36ers, who, going into this game, will have lost Isaac Humphries, who got injured on the weekend. Yeah. So I think this one might be kind of interesting, because, like I said, the 36ers lost Humphries. They brought in Jack Purchase, who was Melbourne United's DP last year. But they've also got Brandon Paul coming in, but we don't know when. So yeah, that could be interesting. While Illawarra have once again been one of those teams. Like, they started the season well, but then they lost some momentum, and then it's all changed. But yeah, I've got the Illawarra Hawks beating the Adelaide 36ers, with Justinian Jessup being the Hawks' leading scorer with 19. It's going to be a big team effort this game. And the 36 is going to be Daniel Johnson with 23. We've got 6 more games to go. Next is the Perth Wildcats versus the Brisbane Bullets. I'm going to say straight out, the Perth Wildcats are going to win. Bryce Cotton is once again going to be, hopefully, the highest scorer for the Wildcats with a 30 bomb. And for Brisbane Bullets, it's going to be Victor Law, or Vic Law, with 26. But it will definitely be a close game. It'll probably be between 3 to 8. Could go either way as well. I'm going to try and rush through these games quickly. New Zealand Breakers v Melbourne United. So that is Melbourne United's first game of the weekend, which would be Friday, March 5th. Yeah. So I think Melbourne United will beat the New Zealand Breakers just because they've had like a couple wins here and there. They're still getting better, even though they're first. But I think this will be Chris Golding's game back, possibly. Yeah. So I've got Claire Webster being the highest scorer for the Breakers with 19, and Jock Landale for Melbourne United with a solid 21. The next is the Adelaide 36ers versus the Cairns Taipans, which this one could be either way, but I personally probably would say that depends how Adelaide gel without Humphries there, but I will probably say the Cairns Taipans will beat the 36ers just because of all the talent lost with the 36ers and all that. Yeah, so Daniel Johnson is going to be the high scorer with another 20 bomb. And then you've got on the Cairns side, it's going to be Cameron Oliver with a decent 23. The final 3 games are South East Melbourne Phoenix v Sydney Kings. This one is going to be a South East Melbourne win, just because I think Creek is going to have like the game of his life. I might be wrong, but it could be hopefully right. Yeah. So with that, Creek is going to be the top scorer from South East Melbourne with 26, but he'll have like a triple-double or something. With Sydney Kings, it'll be Casper Ware with a solid 24, but Dejan Vasiljevic won't be far behind. Yeah. Last 2 is Melbourne United v Brisbane Bullets. I think if it goes that Brisbane lose on Friday against the Perth Wildcats, I will think that they will have a lot of like they won't have momentum. They will want to gain a win against a high team. Yes, but I personally don't see it happening. I see Melbourne United beating them with Jock Landale being the high scorer with a 23. Sorry, not bad from before, hopefully. And for the Bullets, it'd be Nathan Sobey with 24. The last game is the Illawarra Hawks v the Perth Wildcats, which I think this game will be a cracker of a game. But I think the Wildcats might win 3 games this weekend. But I could massively be wrong. So for Illawarra Hawks, it's going to be Tyler Harvey with the most points with maybe 22. And for the Perth Wildcats, it's going to be John Mooney with like a 24. Yes. So I'll see you next week, hopefully, for the review and round 9 predictions. See you.